Good morning, Tartesso. Welcome to our Tartesso News. Today is the week of November 9th, 2015. My name is Cassandra.
I'm Noah. Please stand for your Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Indonesia, Singapore, and Malaysia are choking under a thick haze of wildfire smoke caused by annual burning of land for the production of pulp paper and palm oil on the Indonesian islands of Sumatra and Kalimantan. The haze is so bad that it's been described by the Indonesian Meteorology, Climatology, and Geophysics Agency as a crime against humanity. Schools are closed, transported, distributed, and 500,000 cases of acute respiratory infection has been recorded since July. The annual burning churns out thick smoke across parts of the Southeast Asia, but the summer's haze is the worst it's been for 20 years. Most of the forest fires that are contributing to this massive environmental disaster are started illegally by farmers who slash and burn peat forests to make way agricultural land.
2 weeks ago, a semi-truck driver carrying around 42,000 pounds of pizza dough and flour crashed near Page, Arizona. The dough and flour spilled onto the road, restricting traffic to one lane. Authorities say that the accident may have been caused by speed, fatigue, or because of the winding road. The driver of the truck was not injured. By now, the road should be cleared of dough, otherwise the heat might have cooked it. Let's go over to Caleb with sports.
Good morning, Tartesso Tigers. This is Caleb with your sports news. The Cardinals beat the Ravens 26-18. The varsity basketball team plays against Grace Fellowship for their first game of the year. Grace Fellowship is a fairly small school and wasn't big enough to make a junior varsity team. The World Series has started as the Royals take games 1 and 2 against the New York Mets. That's all for sports news. Good morning, Tartesso Tigers. This is Caleb with your club news. Surf and Chess Club's leader is still Avion Hunter. The spotlight this week is on Vex Robotics. In this club, students are building real robots that will compete in a basketball type of game called Nothing But Net. The first competition is coming up on December 5th, and Tartesso is hosting skills competition on December 12th. That's all for club news.
Thanks, Caleb. Let's go over to Angie with Mr. Wizard on interview.
Good morning, Tartesso. My name is Angie, and I'm back with another teacher interview. Today we have the creator of TNN, Mr. Wisser.
Hello.
My first question for you is, how long have you been teaching?
I am currently in my 10th year of teaching. This is my 3rd year here at Saddle Mountain, and really my 2nd year here at Tartesso.
My second question for you is, what inspired you to become a teacher?
I knew I wanted to become a teacher when I was in 2nd grade. My favorite teacher ever was my 2nd grade teacher. His name was Mr. Deschamps, and I think starting in 2nd grade is when I decided that I wanted to be a teacher just like him.
What is your favorite thing to do outside of school?
My favorite thing to do outside of school, I love playing ice hockey. I play 2 to 3 nights a week, and then spending time with my daughter, which we get to do on Mondays, which is a lot of fun. And I like learning about technology and computers, so I do a lot of reading, and I'm taking an online class right now about app design. So those are some of the things I like to do.
What is your favorite food?
My favorite food, it's tough. I love to eat. So I like Mexican food. I love seafood, but I think my favorite thing would just be a big steak. Any type of beef, meat, I'm a big fan of.
My fifth and final question for you is, what is your favorite holiday?
My favorite holiday just passed. Halloween is my favorite time of year. I love the weather this time of year, but mostly I love dressing up, making costumes, having fun, and seeing the creativity that other people come up with. So Halloween would be my favorite.
Thank you, Mr. Wisser, for joining me for this teacher interview.
You're very welcome. It was my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Angie. Let's go over to David with Week in History.
Good morning, Tartessa. Welcome to Week in History with David. Week of November 2nd. November 3rd, 1903, Panama declared its independence of Colombia following the revolt engineered by the U.S. Happy birthday to American frontiersman Daniel Boone. Was born in Bezirk County near Reading, Pennsylvania, November 2nd, 1734. He would be 281 this week. See you next time, Tartesso History Buffs.
Thanks, David. Let's go over to Jesus with tech.
This week's tech tip will show you how to switch in between tabs just using your keyboard. You're going to want to press Control and the number in which the tab is in order from left to right. Note if you have more than 8 tabs open, you won't be able to go to the 9th tab as it only goes from 1 to 8. Come back next week for a new tech tip.
Thanks, Jesus. Let's go over to Alexia with entertainment news.
Welcome back to Entertainment News. We will be talking about the most expensive Nike shoes ever. The Nike Air Max were special edition shoes made by Nike to resemble the ones in Back to the Future. The 1,500 pairs were auctioned off for charity. The first pair were sold for $37,500. That is a lot of money, so if you want these shoes, check your wallet before getting these shoes. Taking a look at the music charts, number 1 song on the radio this week is The Hills by The Weeknd. That is all for entertainment news. See you next week. Thanks, Alicia. Let's go over to Nick with Fun Fact Trivia.
Welcome to Fun Fact Trivia with Nicholas. You got 3 facts. Guess which one is right? A. You can taste food without saliva. B. The longest recorded flight of a chicken is 15 seconds. C. Many hamsters only blink with one eye at a time. You got 10 seconds. Guess which one's right? If you said C, you're correct. Come back next week for more Fun Fact Trivia.
Thanks, Nick. Let's go over to Peyton and Ashton with your joke of the week.
Welcome to Joke of the Week with Ashton.
And I'm Peyton.
And
This
today
week
we have
2 jokes.
A prisoner finally gets released out of prison. He walks out of the prison and says, "I'm free, I'm free." And the kid walks up to him and says, "So what? I'm full."
The second joke this week is, what happens when you eat yeast and shoe polish?
What?
The next morning you'll rise and shine. If you have a joke you would like to share, please have your teacher email Mr. Whistler and we would like to get you in the show. Bye!
Thanks, Ashton and Peyton. We Tartessa News are looking for people who have hidden talents. If you have one, please have your teacher email Mr. Wizard. That's all for your TNN News. See you next week.
Go Tigers!